At our wedding, my wife raised her glass and said, "This dance is for the man I've secretly loved for 10 years. She walked past me and stopped in front of my brother. The room applauded until I asked my father one question. Then my wife went pale and my brother collapsed. The champagne glass felt cold in my hand when Sarah stood up. My wife of exactly 47 minutes raised her glass, smiled at the 200 guests filling the Riverside ballroom, and said the words that were supposed to end me. This dance is for the man I've secretly loved for 10 years. Then she walked past me. Her white dress, the one we'd spent 3 months choosing, the one that cost $4,200, brushed against my shoulder as she moved. She stopped in front of my brother, Derek. He stood up slowly, that cocky smile spreading across his face. The same smile I'd seen my entire life whenever he won something, took something, stole something that was mine. Sarah took his hand. The room held its breath for exactly 2 seconds. Then someone started clapping. Aunt Margaret, probably. She always clapped at weddings. Others joined in, tentative at first, then louder. A few people laughed, that nervous laugh people do when they're not sure what's happening but don't want to seem confused. "How sweet," someone said. "What a beautiful moment," another voice added. They thought it was planned, a touching tribute to family, a sister-in-law honoring her new brother-in-law with a dance. They had no idea. Sarah and Derek walked to the dance floor. The DJ, a guy named Marcus we'd paid $1,800, started playing Unchained Melody, slow, romantic, the kind of song you play for lovers. My best man, Josh, leaned over. His voice was barely a whisper. "Dude, what the hell is happening?" I didn't answer, because 3 weeks ago I'd found the texts. I wasn't supposed to see them. Sarah had been in the shower. Her phone was on the kitchen counter, face up, charging. A text came through. I glanced at it. Have it. We'd been together for 4 years. Engaged, for one. We looked at each other's phones all the time. The message was from D. "Can't wait for tonight. Meet me at the usual place at 8. Something about it felt wrong, the usual place. Sarah didn't have usual places with anyone named D, at least not that I knew about. I picked up the phone. Her passcode was my birthday, 0614. She'd never hidden anything from me, or so I thought. I opened the messages. There were hundreds, months of them. Years, maybe. I wish it was you I was marrying. 10 years we've hidden this. I'm so tired of pretending. After the wedding, we'll figure it out. Just play along for now. Once you're legally married to him, we can make our move." My hands went numb. I scrolled up and up and up. The messages went back 4 years, 5, 6, photos, hotel receipts, inside jokes, plans, all between Sarah and someone saved in her phone as D. I clicked on the contact info. Derek Henderson, my brother. I'd known Derek my entire life, obviously. He was older by 3 years, popular in high school, quarterback, prom king, the guy everyone liked. I was the younger brother, the quiet one, the one who studied while Derek partied, the one who got decent grades while Derek got scholarships and offers and everything handed to him. Our parents loved us both, but Derek was special, golden. When I brought Sarah home for the first time 6 years ago, Derek was there. Thanksgiving dinner. The whole family gathered around the table. Sarah and I had been dating for 2 months. I was nervous. Wanted her to like my family. Wanted them to like her. Derek shook her hand, smiled. "Welcome to the circus." She laughed. They talked for hours that night about music, movies, college. Derek had just graduated from state. Sarah was finishing her degree in marketing. I remember feeling happy, relieved. My girlfriend and my brother were getting along. I had no idea they'd already met. No idea they'd been sleeping together for 4 years before I even knew her name. The text told the whole story. Sarah had met Derek at a party 7 years ago. They'd hooked up, started dating, if you could call it that. It was mostly physical. Hotel rooms, his apartment when his roommate was gone, her place, anywhere they could hide. But Derek didn't want a relationship. He wanted freedom, fun, no commitment. So Sarah waited. And then, one Thanksgiving, Derek brought her home as his younger brother's girlfriend. According to the texts, it was Derek's idea. "This is perfect. You date him for a while. Get serious. He'll marry you. He's the type. Once you're set up, secure, we can figure out our thing on the side." She'd agreed. She'd met me deliberately. At a coffee shop Derek told her I frequented. She'd accidentally spilled her drink near my table. I'd helped her clean it up. We'd started talking. 3 dates later, I was in love. Apparently, so was she, just not with me. I spent 3 weeks reading those messages. Every night after Sarah fell asleep, I'd take her phone and scroll through years of lies. The night I proposed, she'd texted Derek. He asked. I said yes, one step closer. The day we booked the venue. He's so excited about the wedding. It's kind of sad. 2 weeks ago, when we finalized the guest list. After this, we're free. I'll figure out the divorce in a year or 2. He won't see it coming. And then, 5 days ago, I want to do something at the wedding. Something that shows everyone who I really belong to. I'm thinking a dance. With you. In front of everyone. Let them see. Derek had responded. You sure? That's bold. I'm tired of hiding. Let's make a statement. What about your husband? What about him? He'll be too shocked to do anything. And honestly, I don't care anymore. I want you. Publicly. I didn't confront her. Didn't scream. Didn't cry. Didn't call off the wedding. Instead, I planned. First, I hired a private investigator. Rebecca Torres, licensed PI with 12 years of experience. I found her through a law firm I'd used for work contracts. I need documentation, I told her. Everything. Photos. Timelines. Proof. What kind of case? She asked. Infidelity. Long term. My fiance and my brother. She didn't even blink. How long do I have? 2 weeks. I'll need access to phones, emails, social media. I have her phone passcode. I can get you screenshots. I need you to dig deeper. Find things I can't. She did. Rebecca found hotel reservations going back 6 years. Credit card statements showing Derek paying for rooms, dinners, trips. Witness statements from a hotel clerk who recognized them as regulars. She found more texts, emails, photos Derek had stored on a cloud drive. Photos of them together, in bed, on vacation, kissing. All time-stamped, all dated. Some from before Sarah and I even started dating. Some from last month. Rebecca compiled everything into a file. 300 pages. Exhibits A through Z. Witness statements, financial records, phone logs. This is airtight, she said when she handed it over. You could sue for fraud, emotional distress. Your brother could be charged with— I don't want charges, I said. Not yet. I want exposure. Exposure? I want everyone to know. Family, friends, everyone who thinks they know what's happening at my wedding. She looked at me for a long moment. You're going to let the wedding happen? I'm going to let them think they're winning. Then I'm going to show them exactly what they've done. The second call I made was to a lawyer, James Chen, family law attorney, 23 years practicing in Illinois. I need to know how to void a marriage, I said. Before or after the ceremony? After, but immediately after. Don't file the license, he said simply. In Illinois, the ceremony doesn't make the marriage legal. Filing the license does. If you never file it, the marriage doesn't exist. And she wouldn't know? Not unless she checks with the county clerk. Most people assume the officiant files it automatically. If you take the license and don't file it, you're just two people who had a party. Perfect. Can I ask why? My fiancé is planning to humiliate me at our wedding. I want to make sure she can't legally claim anything afterward. He was quiet for a moment. Smart, he said finally. Brutal, but smart. The third call was harder. I called Derek's wife. Her name was Melissa Chen. They'd gotten married 2 years ago in Las Vegas. Quick ceremony. No family invited. Derek had told everyone he was at a conference. I found the marriage certificate through public records. Found Melissa through Facebook. She worked as a dental hygienist in Henderson, Nevada. Had no idea Derek had a whole other life in Chicago. Hello? Is this Melissa Chen? Yes. Who's this? My name is Tom Henderson. I'm Derek Henderson's brother. Silence. Derek has a brother? My stomach dropped. He never mentioned me? He said his family was dead. Car accident when he was in college. I closed my eyes. Our parents are alive and well in Naperville. We're having Sunday dinner with them next week. I don't understand. Melissa, I need to tell you something about your husband. I told her everything. The affair, Sarah, the texts, the wedding. She cried, then got angry, then went silent. You're inviting me to your wedding? She asked finally. Yes? Why? Because Derek and Sarah think they're going to make a statement, announce their relationship in front of everyone. I want you there when it happens. You're going to expose them. Yes. Good, she said. Her voice was cold, hard. Send me the details. I'll be there. I also made a fourth call to my father. Dad, can you tell me about that business loan you gave Derek 3 years ago? The $50,000? What about it? Did he ever pay you back? No. He said the business failed. Lost everything in the first year. I told him not to worry about it. Dad, I need to know, did you ever see any paperwork, business license, LLC registration, anything? No. Derek said he'd handle all that. Why? I think Derek lied to you. Silence. What do you mean? I think there was no business. I think he took your money and spent it on something else. Tom, that's a serious accusation. I know. I'm working on proof. I'll show you at the wedding. The wedding? Why would you— Just trust me, please, he agreed, reluctantly. I spent $800 hiring a forensic accountant to trace Derek's finances. Turns out, Dad's $50,000 went straight into Derek's personal account. From there, it was spent on $18,000 in hotel rooms, $12,000 in flights and vacation rentals, $8,000 in jewelry, $7,000 in restaurant charges, $5,000 in miscellaneous retail. All of it spent within 18 months. None of it on any business. The accountant provided a detailed report, line-by-line breakdown, bank statements, credit card records. Every receipt told a story. The jewelry? Purchased 3 months before Sarah and I got engaged. A bracelet, matching earrings. I'd never seen Sarah wear them. The hotels? All the same 3 locations. Downtown Chicago. Always weekend stays. Always charged to Derek's card. The flights? 2 trips to Miami, 1 to Cancun, 1 to San Diego. Sarah had told me she was at work conferences for all of those. I had the proof, all of it, documented, notarized, undeniable. The wedding day arrived. Sarah was beautiful. She always was. Her dress fit perfectly. Hair swept up. Makeup flawless. She looked like a bride who was genuinely in love. When she walked down the aisle, I almost believed it myself. Almost. The ceremony was short. Standard vows. I'd written my own. Something about trust and honesty and forever. Sarah cried when I said them. Real tears. I wondered if she felt guilty or if she was just a really good actress. We signed the marriage license in front of the officiant. Sarah's hand was shaking. Nervous? I asked. Happy, she said. So happy. I folded the license carefully and put it in my jacket pocket. I'd give it to my lawyer tomorrow. Unfiled. Voided. Sarah would never be my wife. The reception started at 6 p.m. 200 guests. Open bar. String quartet. Everything we'd planned for months. Sarah worked the room like a politician. Smiling, hugging, posing for photos. Derek Derek sat at the family table, drinking whiskey, watching her. My mother sat next to him, talking about something. Derek wasn't listening. His eyes followed Sarah everywhere. At 7:30 p.m., dinner was served. At 8:15 p.m., the toasts began. Josh went first. Funny speech about how we met in college, how I'd tutored him through calculus, how Sarah was way out of my league but somehow said yes anyway. Everyone laughed. Then it was time for the bride's speech. Sarah stood up, grabbed her champagne glass, looked around the room. "I want to thank everyone for being here," she said. Her voice was clear, confident. "This day means everything to me." She looked at me, smiled. "Tom, you've been wonderful, patient, kind, supportive." I smiled back, raised my glass. "But there's something I need to say, something I've kept hidden for too long." The room went quiet. "This dance," she gestured to the empty dance floor, "is for the man I've secretly loved for 10 years. Then she walked past me, stopped in front of Derek. I let her take his hand, let them walk to the dance floor, let the music start, let them sway together while 200 people watched. Confused at first, then charmed. "How sweet," Aunt Margaret said. My mother looked at me, concerned. "Tom, are you okay with this?" "Absolutely," I said. "Just give it a minute." Josh leaned over. "Dude, what the hell? Trust me." The song hit the first chorus. Derek's hand was on Sarah's waist. She was smiling up at him. I picked up the microphone. "Beautiful dance," I said. My voice carried across the ballroom, really touching. Sarah's smile faltered, just slightly. Derek looked over, still smiling, still cocky. "Actually," I continued, "since we're sharing secrets tonight, I have one too." The room went silent. "Dad," I turned to where my father sat. "Do you remember that business loan Derek asked you for 3 years ago? The one for $50,000? My father looked confused. "Of course. Why? Did he ever pay you back?" Dad's face darkened. "No, he said the business failed. Lost everything." "Interesting." I nodded slowly. "Because I have the bank records showing that business never existed." The music stopped. The room went absolutely still. Derek's face drained of color. "What are you doing?" he said. His voice cracked. "I'm sharing," I said pleasantly. "Like you and Sarah have been sharing for 10 years." Gasps rippled through the crowd. Sarah's hand flew to her mouth. "The $50,000 Dad gave you," I continued. "You spent it on hotel rooms, trips, jewelry for Sarah, all while she was dating me, engaged to me, planning to marry me." I pulled out my phone, connected it to the projector we'd used for the wedding slideshow earlier. I have every receipt, every text message, every lie. The screen behind me lit up. Text messages, hundreds of them. "I can't wait to be with you for real. He'll never suspect anything. After the wedding, we'll figure out how to tell him, or not. Maybe we just keep this going." My mother stood up, her hand over her heart. "Derek, is this true?" Derek couldn't speak. Sarah was frozen, staring at the screen. "But that's not even the best part," I said. "Sarah, do you want to tell everyone? Or should I?" "Please," she whispered. "Please stop! Stop!" "But we're just getting to the good part." I advanced the slideshow. A marriage certificate appeared on screen. Derek Henderson and Melissa Chen, married in Las Vegas 2 years ago. Derek got married, I said, 2 years ago, to a woman named Melissa. They're still married, which means, Sarah, he was never going to leave her for you. Sarah spun toward Derek. "You're married?" Derek stammered. "I was going to tell you." "When?" Sarah shrieked. "When were you going to tell me? So let me get this straight," I said, my voice cutting through the chaos. "Sarah's been sleeping with Derek for 10 years. Derek's been lying to his wife Melissa for 2 years. Derek stole $50,000 from our father. And Sarah thought tonight, at our wedding, was the perfect time to announce their secret love." The room exploded. My mother was screaming at Derek. My father stood up, face red, veins bulging in his neck. Sarah was crying, ugly, heaving sobs. And then someone started walking from the back of the room. Melissa. I'd saved her a seat, made sure she had a good view. She moved through the crowd like a shark. Sarah saw her coming. "Who is that?" "That," I said, "is Derek's wife." Melissa stopped in front of Derek. He looked up at her, eyes wide, terrified. She slapped him. The sound echoed through the ballroom. "We're done," she said coldly. "My lawyer will contact you tomorrow." She turned to me. "Thank you for inviting me." Then she walked out. The room was chaos. Derek collapsed into a chair, head in his hands. Sarah grabbed my arm. You've known this whole time." "For 3 weeks," I confirmed. "Why didn't you say something?" "Because I wanted everyone to see who you really are. Both of you." "Tom," my mother rushed over. "I'm so sorry. I had no idea." "I know, Mom." My father was standing over Derek. "You have until Monday to figure out how you're paying me back, or I'm pressing charges." "Dad, I don't care. Sell your car, take out a loan, rob a bank for all I care. You're paying me back. Every cent." I turned to Sarah. "By the way, the marriage license, I never filed it." Her face went white. "What? This wedding isn't legal. You're not my wife. You're just a woman who humiliated herself in front of 200 people for a man who was using you. You can't." "I already did." Josh appeared at my shoulder. "Dude, that was the most savage thing I've ever seen. Thanks. What now?" "Now." I looked around the ballroom, at the ruined wedding, at Sarah crying, at Derek destroyed, at my parents comforting each other. "Now I leave." I walked out at 9:47 p.m. My car was waiting, a hired driver I'd arranged the week before, a precaution. I'd known I wouldn't want to drive after this. Josh followed me out. "Where are you going?" "Airport." I booked a flight to Iceland, leaving at midnight. Iceland? It was supposed to be our honeymoon. Sarah and I were going together. I called the resort, changed it to a single occupancy, refunded her ticket. You're going alone? Yeah, that's cold, man. Maybe, but I'm not staying here. He hugged me. You did the right thing. Did I? Hell yes. They deserved it. Maybe they did. I got in the car. As we pulled away, I looked back at the Riverside Ballroom. People were filing out, talking, phones out, recording, posting. By tomorrow, this would be everywhere. The wedding where the bride confessed her love for the groom's brother, and the groom destroyed them both. I spent 10 days in Iceland, hiking, taking photos, thinking. My phone exploded with messages. I ignored most of them. Sarah called 47 times. I blocked her after the first day. Derek called 6 times. I blocked him too. My mother called once. I answered. Tom, are you okay? I'm fine, Mom. I'm so sorry. We had no idea. I know. Derek's moving out. Your father won't even look at him. Good. Sarah's been calling the house, crying, saying she made a mistake. She did. Multiple mistakes. For 10 years. Do you think you'll ever forgive them? I thought about it. No, I said. I don't. I came back 2 weeks later, changed my locks, moved Sarah's stuff to storage, sent her the invoice, filed for an annulment even though we were never legally married. James Chen said it was a formality. Just to make absolutely sure. The story went viral. Someone at the wedding had recorded it, posted it online. Within 48 hours, it had 17 million views. Groom exposes bride's affair at wedding. The comments were brutal. She deserved everything she got. The brother is trash. This man is a legend. Derek lost his job. His boss saw the video, decided Derek's moral character wasn't aligned with company values. Melissa divorced him, took half of everything. My father sued him. Civil court. Fraud. Won a judgment for $50,000 plus interest and legal fees. Derek had to sell his car, his condo, moved into a studio apartment on the south side. Sarah lost friends. Her social media was flooded with hate. She deleted everything. Last I heard, she moved to Seattle. Started over somewhere nobody knew her. I stayed in Chicago, kept my job, kept my apartment, kept my life, just without the people who'd tried to destroy it. 6 months later, my mother called again. Derek wants to talk to you. No. Tom, he's your brother. He was my brother. Not anymore. He's sorry. He says he made a mistake. He made a choice, Mom. For 10 years. That's not a mistake. She was quiet for a long time. I understand, she said finally. I just thought you should know. Thanks. But no, I hung up. Josh took me out for a drink that night. You doing okay? He asked. Yeah, really? Really? You seem, I don't know, different. Different how? Harder, colder. I thought about it. Maybe I am. Is that a good thing? I don't know, but it's honest. He raised his glass. To honesty. To honesty. We drank. A year later, I got an invitation in the mail. Derek and some woman I'd never heard of. Getting married. I threw it in the trash. My mother called. Did you get? I did. Are you going? No, Tom. Mom, I love you, but I'm never going to forgive him. I'm never going to be his brother again, and I'm never going to stand in a room and watch him pretend he's a good person. She sighed. I understand. Your father and I will represent the family. Good. After I hung up, I sat in my apartment, thought about Sarah, about Derek, about that dance at my wedding, about the moment everything exploded. People asked me sometimes if I regretted it, if I wished I'd handled it differently. The answer was always no, because they'd planned it, executed it, thought they'd won. Sarah had walked past me to take my brother's hand in front of everyone I knew. She'd wanted to humiliate me. Instead, I'd asked my father one question, and everything they'd built, every lie, every secret, every plan, collapsed. She went pale, he collapsed, and I walked away, free. 2 years after the wedding, I met someone new. Her name was Rachel. She was a graphic designer. Funny, kind, honest. We'd been dating for 3 months when she asked, "Do you have any siblings?" I had a brother. I said, "Not anymore." "What happened?" I told her. All of it. She was quiet for a long time. "That's brutal," she said finally. "Yeah. Do you regret it?" "No. Not even a little. Not even a little." She kissed me. Good. They deserved it. 5 years later, Rachel and I got married. Small ceremony, 50 people, just close friends and family. My parents came. Derek wasn't invited. It was perfect, quiet, intimate, real. During the reception, Rachel stood up to make a toast. "I want to thank everyone for being here," she said, "especially Tom's parents, who've welcomed me into this family with open arms." She looked at me. "Tom, you're the most honest person I've ever met. You don't lie. You don't hide. You don't pretend." She raised her glass. To honesty and to love that's real. Everyone raised their glasses. I looked around the room. No secrets, no lies, no hidden agendas. Just people who actually cared about each other. To honesty, I said. We drank. And for the first time in years, I felt whole.